Okay, so we're starting off today. Never forget how resilient you are. You always bounce back. The person I'm speaking to today is somebody who went through their share of trials and tribulations, and you always seem to recover. You have the enemy confused at this time. You have such a bright light inside. Stop dimming it, right? And that goes hand in hand because it's like you always bounce back. If you didn't have this light within you, you would have been long gone, trust yourself always, trust others once they've earned it, right? So you may be a very loving person, but I'm hearing that you forgive too easy, right? It's too easy to allow people back into your energy once they've crossed you. You may have been this person that give niggas chance after chance after chance, um, although that's a good trait, but remember, you need balance in this world. You can't just forgive. Like, we know that you're a loving person, right? Like I said, if you didn't have that light within you, you would not be able to bounce back, but you do. So that's confirmation proof, whatever you need to big yourself up, to boost yourself up, right? Stop sleeping on you. Stop sleeping on you. Let's get into this. Because I took time to like clear my own energy and just call in whoever needed to hear this message at the time, and whoever is meant for will come along, right? Whether you understand it subconsciously or consciously, right? Because we are all on different parts of our journey. You have it in you. Just because you awake 1 second don't mean you didn't have that light in you when you were walking through the world with rose-colored glasses on, when you wanted to see the world how you wanted to see it instead of for what it really is. Like I always say, it wouldn't be a need for a light in the midst of darkness. So the person I'm talking to, you've been through a lot of shit and you recover time and time and time again, right? Okay, let's see what we talking about today. Give it time. It's in the works. So you may be pressuring yourself to maybe you look at your life and see you're not where you want to be, or you compare yourself to others, right? Your journey is different from theirs. Your path is your own, something that God forged for you, you forged for yourself, right? Hold on, let me close this window. It's a little draft. Something that your path is what God made just for you, because he only knew you, she only knew you could accomplish this, right? You are that person that's meant to break generational curses over your bloodline and others. People you come in contact with, if they don't want to pick up their own torch, sometimes their gifts will be removed, right? This may have been because I seen the punani, right? That means people you have sexually encountered, once you come across their path, they can either choose to join you on the path of awakening, right? Or they can either slumber, and they chose. But just know they chose their side, and they'll be forced to watch you prosper and watch you ascend, no matter where they think they supposed to be. Some of them even saying they think they supposed to be right there with you, like, damn, some people in regret, right? I should have treated this person better. This person always forgave, until one day you just said, you woke up and realized you needed that balance. Everything isn't meant to be forgiven, right? It's not always turn the other cheek. And maybe you had an epiphany about this. Sometimes it is an eye for an eye. That's why I say it's truth in every religion. Muslims believe eye for an eye. Christians believe turn the other cheek, right? Repent, forgive. They basically tell you to, and there's no attack on Christians, but on the flip side of things, they tell you to, you won't be accepted unless you walk like Christ, unless you forgive and turn the other cheek. Not necessarily. Everything isn't meant to be forgiven. You turn a blind eye to people mistreating others, people shitting on others and thinking they about to skate through life and reap the rewards and try to dim others' light. Forgive what? That's, leave it up to Jesus to do that, right? But you've had this epiphany that you definitely need balance. So you're not going to abandon your beliefs. You may have grew up in a Christian household, or a household that was religious, and they, taught you the word of God or the Bible, right? I'll say the Bible because I'm sounding real Christian, like, but that's just a stepping stone to get you to the path you're on now, right? You realize life contradicts these things that was pushed down our throat. So you may be battling with, are you supposed to believe in something or yourself, right? It always turns back to yourself. It always turns back to yourself. And while you're going through these people who try to push these beliefs down your, whoever it resonates with, whoever, the people who try to push their beliefs or things that they were taught to believe or to abide by, which barely nobody abides by. They say it, but they don't really walk it, right? Because they quick to judge people. Those people are also watching you. They have no choice but to watch you ascending. Like, wait, they went against what we said or what the family was brought up believing, and they still doing good. Why isn't God punishing them? So you're there to awaken people in your family who slumber as well, right? You're there to show them the way. These may be people who indulge in ego. Specifically, we're not talking about indulgence can mean a variety of things, right? But they indulge in beliefs. They indulge on what other people tell them. Somebody else tell them, they quick to believe it without doing their own research. So you're that person who goes against the grain, right? Who makes people feel uncomfortable, but in a good way. I say subconsciously because, while whole time they thought they was more advanced than you and were meant to show you the way. No, it was in hindsight, you was supposed to show them the way, right? You had to surpass them one day. And I'm hearing some people even try to keep you in that way of thinking, right? You have to bust through those walls, unless your mind will go to waste. You got clarity. The only way to get clarity is to use your brain. Like, yeah, you're clearing through blockages. This is my last for this one, but you're clearing through any blockages that people, and you're able to manifest now. You realize these blockages were physical things, but they were spiritual things. They were people who were placed in your life for a reason, for your evolution. And while you're manifesting, right, right, people is either you will be receiving news about things that you manifested or set your intentions on and put your focus on coming to, to harvest, or people will be getting news of you like not being halted at all from their attempts or from whatever they tried to push on you, right? Anytime you go against what the collective says, oh, you have a target on your back. Trust that. I don't care what nobody say. And it's funny because I thought this was the strength card, right? I'm shuffling, but I thought this was the strength card. But I'm hearing you're strong. Not only are you resilient, you may have physical strength. You may go to the gym. You may train your brain. A way to train your brain is like learning new words or exploring new cultures, exploring new language. There's plenty of ways to train your brain. You got to expand, right? Instead of thinking like not the average, but that percentage of people who like whites, black, everybody goes in a box, right? You may be that person where lines is blurred, which is absolutely fine, right? You're actually thinking clearly. You can't just put everybody in a box. That's why I don't really scroll on YouTube, or I don't have social media no more, because the shit I would see, it didn't resonate with me. That's why I've been deleted. And I was speaking about this earlier, like I deleted Facebook, I deleted my Instagram, and because it's people I knew in real life and grew up with, people from high school and up, and people from even middle school and up, people from elementary and up, because I went to many different schools. And I see like I guess I did my shit too, right? I post smoking videos, shit like back in the day, but I was at a different point. But what I'm saying is just as my beliefs were changing and as I was being more awakened, I'm just like, this majority of people don't resonate with me. But I realize now that I'm at this point, a lot of people do, right? But you would never find those people in a group. You will find us spread out, because we're serving our own purpose. We're enjoying life like everybody else, but in a different way, right? More disciplined, more structured, more aware. I'd rather live life aware than walk through it sleep, right? Instead of being high up and drunk up all the time. I'm high on life, right? It starts out small, humble beginnings, but whether you a full blown magician or you just learning, and I'm hearing somebody's honing into their own gifts and learning how to utilize it for self, right? To actually call in what you want faster. You may need to do more cleansing, and you will get clarity. You will get clarity as you go through this journey. Some people I notice just from speaking to others, they develop gifts, spiritual gifts they never had growing up. Some people's gifts they had just more advanced, you know. Um, so yeah, you start out small, but you're definitely honing into you're clearing that root chakra, right? The part that makes you grounded, that part that's the foundation. The tree starts from the bottom up. It's not from the top. You don't just start out ascended and you have to work your way up. It's levels, right? It starts with the soil before the roots grow, before you plant the seed. If your soil dry and shit, ain't nothing growing out of it. If it's not nutrient rich, nothing's growing out of it. So don't be afraid of humble beginnings, right? Everybody started from somewhere. You may be in your 30s and started from that point, right? Or feel like you did. You were always on this path. It's just slow and steady, right? Everybody's pace is different. And you may have gotten plenty signs, but just wasn't taking heed until one day the universe, matter of fact, they take it too long, rip it off, right? Sometimes that happens to us. But your path is your path. You don't need to go at nobody else's pace. Don't compare, right? Don't compare. We all get tempted like, damn, I'm supposed to be further. See, I love to make myself an example because it's like the world tells us at this age you're supposed to have this. You're supposed to look like this, talk like this, be like this. No, so that removes authenticity from individual people. We weren't born in this world together, right? We may have been born the same year, the same day, and the same month, but we came from two different wombs for two different reasons, right? One may have, you may have well, I'm not gonna say twin, but I was thinking that twin, where you call somebody twin, you know, or you may have a fucking somebody that look like you or try to embody your energy, right? Trying to move like you, trying to be like you, or you just call somebody twin, either or. But like I said, you are you. It don't matter. Even twins, I could always tell them apart, right? And not just from physical personality as well. Similar but different. You know that thing like spot the differences. That like I like to play shit like that because yeah, I could spot the difference. I could know the authentic from the fake, and you may be that type of person too. You see through the illusions. Now some may come in talking the talk, walking the walk, but then you like, wait, they really sleep. They just mimicking what they hear. They just doing what they see, right? Your path wasn't like that. You tried to go with what your family or what people around you were trying to push down your throat, but it just wasn't working for you, and that's okay. Like, let's see what else, right? We got the okay. So you may be taking a break from just interacting with people like on that intimate level. You may be taking a break because you realize you hold power, you hold magic in every part of you, right? Not only your brain, but your whole body. Your spirit resides within, so of course, it don't just take up your arms. You can't just say his spirit take up your brain. No, it's your whole body. Your body is your temple, and that's the facts. Like, people say it, but you have to understand. You have to understand what you listen to, what you eat. And it's okay, we're gonna eat bullshit. We're gonna listen to bullshit, right? But balance that out. Balance it out. But you've been had that realization, like, yeah, it's okay for me to show my shadow side, and it's okay for me to not dim my light as well. So you may have two alternate sides. One is like not nerdy, but one is more like intellectual, and one is more like, and shadow side don't always mean gutter, like ready to tear shit up. That don't mean that. The shadow side could always also be like shyness. It could also be reserved, right? But your main personality is more outgoing, where you try to, you hide the fact that you have these little things. but you're learning how to combine them, intertwine these two. Or we have multiple sides of us, right? Sometimes it takes the right environment, the wrong environment to bring it out of us, or the right or wrong people, right? Because I could tell you from experience, the wrong people will bring good shit out of you. That's a fact. You know how they say you push somebody into a corner until they snap. Pressure makes diamonds, right? It's the same. It's the same saying, just in a different way. Like somebody push you into a corner for ill will, and you come out shining even brighter, right? You blind them. You develop new habits. You start loving yourself more. Like that shit was supposed to meant to break me, and that was supposed to tear me apart. Like no, it only made me more resilient, right? Never forget how resilient you are. You always bounce back. Yeah. But you also need to stop forgiving motherfuckers. They already showed you their true colors. This is for somebody in particular. If you happen to, whoever this is for happens to come across this video, just know, like, we all done been there, right? It's places you may have been, and you may be even more advanced than me when it comes to the spiritual, right? But I'm a G in these spiritual streets. That's what I'm gonna say. Let me stop. I'm trying to be like serious right now. I'm trying to be serious and not laugh all the time. Like it's okay. The person putting the hearts. See, multiple personalities. I've been noticed this about myself. Like I said, I noticed this about multiple people, right? You may just be an energetic person. You may just be a happy person or want to be happy, right? You have no reason to be mad. So you're not going to force that energy upon yourself. But one thing I hear, like in the background, I'm just playing with the cards at this point because they for visualization. I wasn't even showing niggas like, here, look at the rest. But what was I saying? I forgot. Oh yeah, but the niggas in the background, like, because we don't focus on that, right? We'll tell a problem and I'll also give the resolution, like, on just what I'm hearing is never going to be just shadow, shadow, shadow. No, because I'm balanced. So the delivery never will come out one-sided, right? But once people show their colors, move on. And you may still have one or two or three around you, but you need to quiet the noise. It's funny because as I was talking, you know how your voice seemed like more echoey. The refrigerator noise went down. It seemed like quiet. My baby sleep. Like the most I hear is like a plane or something outside. Maybe you need to isolate yourself. Maybe a week. Look, because I know the way I could move, I could be fucking in a cave, right? No, nothing, and be good. Everybody can't do that, but I'm just saying like a day or two, like D&D, a day and do it D&D and see something will be revealed to you in that time where you pull your energy back. It's something you're missing, right? You already had clarity on the major stuff. There's something you're missing. And I feel like it's because you're still trying to keep a door open for people, or people still trying to force you. Because, you know, you could try to be like, okay, fuck it, I'm cutting everybody off. And niggas will still try to force their energy onto you. That's spiritual RAPE, you know. It don't matter if you're physically doing something. You trying to force something on somebody is the same thing. You can't force me to, I don't fuck with you. And you don't even need to tell them that neither, because that's what they want, to start up a altercation or something, or have you get out of character, have you dismantle your growth, right? And be like, fuck this shit. That's what people want for you to do. All you have to do at this time is show up, keep shining, right? However that may look for you. Like example, just so you guys, because I always make myself an example. I am the example, right? Of what not to do and what to do sometimes. But like I said, if people want you to not show, or you getting that feeling like you paranoid. I speak on this a lot because I've been picking up that energy. That don't be you. That be people wanting you to be afraid for what? Afraid to succeed, or have these thoughts of failure in your head. Like the universe didn't remove that veil for no reason. It was for so you could see, because they already saw what was behind the scenes. Now you can see as well. And now you can avoid, you have the power within yourself to avoid situation where you could think logically, like, yeah, I know these people don't really fuck with me. I'm not going to no party where shit could go like, you know, because you walk into some shit thinking, oh, you gonna have a good time, and then there's somebody there who don't like you or just want to start, or because you around motherfuckers, they attract that energy. It don't even have to be a setup with them intentionally, but spiritually, because they invite certain energies in that's not on your frequency. They invite these energies in, and they can get attacked easily. You're protected, right? But to an extent, if you're mingling with these energies, now they're able to tap into you. Like, that's why I'd rather not, right? Be your own savior. You will say you saved yourself from hearing from many situations. You saved yourself already from many situations, whether you knew how far it could have went or not. You're your own savior, right? You're like, fuck that, I'm out of here. The chariot comes in on a horse and it leaves on a horse as well. So that's transportation. Like, you may got a V and a vehicle. You may have a car, a whip, a V, whatever you want to call it, like where you could easily get up and go, right? Trust, I know when people don't want you to get up off the scene because they know you could do that whenever you want, they'll attack your vehicle. Shit start fucking up out of nowhere. Like, this shit, I just bought this brand new, right? Or I bought it and nothing was wrong with it. Yeah, you're getting clarity, but at this time, you see, you got the Knight of Swords. You know that King of Swords, he cut the Queen of Swords as well. She cuts through. She don't play no game. She speak her truth. He speaks his truth. But the Knight is like, maybe you're learning how to get your footing and stand up for yourself a little more. Because maybe you was worried about hurting people's feelings. I don't know. See, I'm the type, if I fuck with you and I love you, you get away with more shit. We all can relate. When you love somebody or people, they get away with more shit than the average person. A stranger can't get away with the shit your family get away with. Your family will violate and still invite you to Thanksgiving. A stranger could not do that. Once you violate, you cut them off, right? So it's different. It's a different level when it comes to your heart space, right? And you're learning to cut off that space for people. Protect your heart. When I was going through the a phase in like this journey, I will always see it from here to Florida. I would see protect your heart, and they used to graffiti them all over the floor. My ex best friend, like my old best friend, she showed me one day, and ever since that she showed me, I would see them everywhere I went, and we would take pictures with our feet. Protect your heart. I'm not sure if that was a thing until I started, traveling by myself, and I would take the pictures. I'm like, and then I seen one that had the same Protect Your Heart logo, but it said Daddy loves you. And I'm like, oh, that's my father from the spirit realm, right? Sending messages for me. And I was just like, I started to look at the world different, like see the signs. Now I was paying attention to them. So maybe you are getting epiphany about that. Like, there's signs all around you and you could see specific things, something your grandma or something, somebody who you maybe didn't have a connection with, right? But actually loves you and is one of your protectors in the spiritual, send you message. So it's something if they call you fucking Nanas, whatever the nickname is, right? And you might see that somewhere. And you're like, now you're starting to put two and two together. Like, I am protected. Like, but that's a gift. Everybody don't have the eyes to see, So yeah, you're completing cycles. If you want to know when this shit is gonna be done, it's never done. As long as you live, once you wake up, it's never done. You just more prepared and more equipped than the average person, right? You got the moon. When I say more equipped, you could easily see through illusions. This moon card, she looking up. But you 67 years old. I'm La Luna, right? And that's crazy because I was talking about my ex best friend and her old Instagram or Facebook was Luna Lade or some shit. And that's crazy that La Luna popped up, right? The moon isn't always illusion. Some people get power at night. Earlier when I was out, I was enjoying my day from morning. I said, I want my schedule back right. It's about to be just like that. Boom. My baby woke me up mad early, right? And we're outside before we picked up my package 2 coming back inside. He's like, Mommy, moon. And I'm like, oh, it is a moon. It was look like a crescent moon, right? But then you also see the bright ass sun, and I'm like, oh, that's crazy. You got good eyes, first of all, because I be like, oh, it is a moon, like, so he got good eyes. But I'm like, the moon isn't always about illusion, right? The sun and the moon could shine together, as you can see. The wheel of fortune. Look, this shit just fell out. You heard it, said plop. The wheel of fortune already turned into your favor. So you are that duality, right? You are the one who forced this to things to go your way for once, for twice maybe. We all had a good season, right? But it wasn't where we're at now. We didn't see the world how we see it now. You know, when you sleep, I remember the good old days, right? You have stories for days where you used to enjoy yourself and do shit and still be good, right? Do risky shit and still be good. But like I said, once that veil is removed, you cannot move how everybody else move. You can't. Now you playing on a whole different playing field with new players, same shit, right? Just in a different way, if that makes sense, right? New players. It be the same thing, but it's more dressed up. It sound better. It's not so sloppy and loose. Niggas tell on themselves every day. You have to listen. You have to listen. That's why solitude is a good thing, right? If you just make it and it will become a part of your schedule. Like, okay, I know I gotta go to work and stuff. I know I have to be around people. Like I was interacting with people every day, right? Even though I'm a loner, I interact with people every day. Well, not right now at this moment, but just a few weeks ago, right? For years, you have to interact with people regardless if they on your frequency or not, right? And some people you have to keep it surface level with. Um, but now you know how to move. You know how long to stay. You know to trust your gut. If your gut, the first time I had a cleaning from somebody I knew, and I was very nervous. I was like, I had. It's like you know how you get like It wasn't even butterflies. It's like I felt sick to my stomach. Like I did not want to go. And when I went, nothing happened. But later on, I wind up not. I was going to the person's house to clean, and um, not only like fuck the basic shit. I'm a cleaner. I'm allergic to everything, allergies and stuff. But it's still something. And recently, the person reached out for me to clean. Next thing you know, something else happened. Like I'm just like, that's my sign. Every time this one person hit me up for a cleaning, whether something happened or not, I still get that pit feeling, right? It is not for us to avoid. It's for us to pay attention to. And sometimes that pit feeling could just be because we don't trust people, or that can be energy being sent your way, right? We block ourselves sometime or just pick up on things because we're sensitive. So that may not be a actual danger, but when you so used to being in fight or flight, this is real shit though. When you used to being in fight or flight, sometimes your body will react to stuff and you're not even in danger. So now that's where the solitude comes in, so you can heal that. So you can heal your nervous system. You don't need to really put up your dukes no more. You don't gotta I know it sounded old as fuck. That's the first shit that came to mind. So you may be older than myself. You may talk a little older, but you don't gotta be ready for war all the time no more. You in a different season, a different time, right? But now it's time to apply what you have learned. You got it. You already took that step by deciding whether you wanted to stay where you was at or continue to progress, right? And do things a little differently. Some people may be on the fence, right? One foot in, one foot out. But that's fine. You can do that, right? But eventually you gotta pick a side, pick a side. You wanna be balanced or unbalanced. That's really the side. It's not dark or light. We all have dark and light, right? Everything dark gotta be evil. The black cat is bad luck, but the white cat not. Make it fucking make sense. The black cats ain't never did me dirty. Like that's what I'm saying. Like is not about light or dark. It's about balance or fucking unbalance. That's it. You want to attract people. You're attracting a different crowd of people, right? You're attracting people who got shit going on, who are further than you, who can teach you a thing or two and won't stagnate you because they already touched it. They don't got shit to lose by throwing you a little recipe now and then, right? Or showing you the way. It's up to you to follow it, right? But you already learned. See, that's when intuition come in. You already learned. Don't go by what people tell you, because that's what you've been around. You've been around family and friends who somebody tell them something, it's golden. Instead of trying to, and even if the person is right, why not understand for yourself, right? See, I practice makes perfect. So if I say I don't want to cuss, I have to be intentional about cursing, right? It's not really a curse. It's just me using profanity. Because a curse is saying you're going to hell. That's more of a curse than me saying fuck, shit, damn, right? That's way more of a curse. The world is fucking backwards, but we know this, right? What's good is bad, what's bad is good. We know this already. Give me another card. I'm gonna see what's going on. It's not too much about it, right? You already came out this yes, given contemplation, right? Anytime these swords come out, that shows, but this specific one, past hurt. So you may just be like, shit, that you need to fix your trust again. But in order to do that, you cannot be around those same people who broke your trust to begin with, right? You have faith in what they were telling you was accurate. But in reality, they not, some of them was aware, some of them wasn't, right? What they was telling you was to keep you stuck. Some of them just puppets themselves. They go along with other people tell them too. So you may have had plenty woke people in your family, or plenty people who was aware around you. I mean around them. So it always be one. Everybody ain't fucking sleep. You been on this earth for how long? And you telling me all of y'all oh, thank you, Emily. I appreciate your baddies. Pose for me. Yeah, you mean to tell me everybody sleep? No, there's always that one or two family members who sees that greatness in you, right? But sometimes jealousy gets a hold. They want to be that one. Why you got to be that one, right? It's sad to say, but it's a spiritual thing. I felt more connected to strangers, and they may just be me, but I know I'm not the only one who, like, how a stranger support you more, and that it don't, all love ain't real love, right? But all support ain't genuine, right? Some people just follow what other people tell them. They follow the trend. So don't take it as that, but that's what I'm saying. Some people just let it consume them. They had a choice too. God removed that veil from their eyes, and they chose to act like they were asleep. But no matter how much you want to go back, you can't. And that's when you find people who start having fucking illnesses and losing memories and talking out their ass because they was awake at one point, but now they stuck in that in between. Like, you ain't pick a side. You ain't want to be balanced, or you ain't want to be unbalanced. So let me pick for you. The way you are is the way you will be, right? What I'm saying now may not be the same. I may have another realization, right? My delivery is not going to be like nobody else. It's going to be for what I believe to be true, what I've experienced. Memories play a integral part, right? And Wakanda forever. Memories play an integral part, like, on how we speak, who we are. They shape us into us. You see, when a child, you mold them. That's why, you know what they say, you mold your child, you lead them into the right direction, right? So you give them that starter point. We're just a starter. We're not here to control our children either. We're not here to dictate on how they live their life. All we can do is give them children. They're not thinking how we think. They don't see the world how we do. Some of them do. You can see when a child is gifted, but they still have that more innocence than us. You were innocent when people were targeting you, right? But they have a different type of innocence. We just point them to the direction. See, when you try to force them to go that direction, the further they go away. So you just point them, and they're still their own spirit, right? Because you could see the world a little different. You could see beyond the veil. That's why I pray for them. You may have children, pray for them. That's what I know to do. I cook chickens for food. I don't sacrifice them to God. I mean, we don't tag a child's innocence away or practice voodoo. You know, but what I'm not talking about, I don't know who's we. Who's we? I'm saying you point a child in the right direction. People try to control children. People will sacrifice their own damn child. They'll try to sacrifice your child. And trust, I know from the time my baby was born, I had grown bitches who I felt the spirit trying to collect his pampers, do weird shit, always offer him shit. I don't allow him to take every gift. Every gift ain't a good gift. They made the blood. No. I raised my child how I know, how God told me. I don't gotta go through a middleman, and I always say this. There's no middleman. I have a connection with the Most High. The Most High, right? Like I said, with people, and that's perfect example. People always come on here trying to force their beliefs, but y'all supposed to be good. Make it fucking make sense. Y'all don't sacrifice, but you sit there in church and catch a fake ass Holy Ghost. Bitch, you're conjuring, you're opening your spirit to entities and shit. Don't get me started. Because I used to be that kid in church, like, y'all look fucking foolish. Y'all look like clownish to me. And the energy always felt off. The energy always felt off, you know? I ain't never pretended, and that's why they don't fucking like me now. It's fine because you're nowhere, nobody's around me, nobody's controlling how I evolve, right? Anymore, nobody can't gang up on me because they learned their lesson. I got stories for days. Trust, they learned their lesson, right? Like I said, I'm a G in these spiritual streets for a reason. And before I even realized my power, I had the power. Now that I'm aware, you think somebody's gonna try to infiltrate my energy? You know, it ain't love and light always over here. I'm gonna tell you that, right? It's a time and a place. And that I go against anything that tries to steer us in the wrong direction. Didn't we start the conversation off like that? They'll teach you, turn the other cheek, always forgive. The person I'm speaking to was going with that, and you see that how that shit worked out for you. Is balance needed? An eye for a fucking eye sometime. That's the reality. That's not hurt speaking. That's just facts. You're gonna be a butterfly in a fucked up world. No, you gotta evolve as well. We as humans before time, we adapted to our environments, right? The best way to learn is through nature, through other animals, through other microbes. Everything functions the same way. Why is it that human beings, one of the supposedly the smartest, are now functioning worse than a fucking organism on your skin? Like, make it make sense. Everything has an order. You evolve. You get a virus, your immune system strengthens if you're taking care of it, right? But us as humans, they want us to do the opposite of just simple shit. And I fuck with, the boys, if they doing good by people and they really want the job to save people, right? But we know the case in majority of situations. That's not for all of them. That's because the ones I'm meeting nowadays, they be treating me kind, right? Hello, good morning. I'm like, the fuck? But back in the days, like, if you a suspect like everybody else, right? Just based on where you live, and who you hanging around. But you start to see the world shift around you as well. That doesn't mean that wicked shit ain't there. People like to turn their blinders on and want you to turn yours on too. No, we don't do that over here. You can't go back to sleep once you've been tapped on the shoulder. You can't. And that's why some people will never understand, and they are forced to be who they are, right? That's why I said they didn't pick a side. They trying to be lukewarm. They trying to be too much on the unbalanced side. So God, the universe, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? The creator says, whatever you want to be, you shall be forever. Purgatory for everybody. Like, who don't want to get with the program? Who don't want to see the signs? Who don't want to turn inward to get the answers instead of going to YouTube or what other people say or what their family say? We did the work. These people did not. And some of them, you know why? Some of them haven't been penalized bad yet, right? But you see, we're in a whole different times when life come death. So the more people who rise up and stand in their power, the more people you will see fall. That's just what I notice. It may be false and maybe not, right? But I know in my circumstances, Karma always come around. What you put out, you always get back. Now that you're aware, you have to be careful of what you put out there. It's all about intentions though, right? You could unintentionally hurt somebody. You're not going to get fucking strike with lightning because you unintentionally, your intentions weren't ill, right? It wasn't to attack somebody or try to take some of their energy. Because when some people come up here, I start to feel drained. Let's keep it a buck, like. So and my Bible right over there, like, right, is a stepping stone like everything else. There's levels to this shit. I don't argue with people who did not ascend, right? Because I know they just may not understand. It's not for them to. They denied that torch. They said, fuck it, I want to be mundane. I want to be like the collective. I want to be like everybody else. So cool, you can. There you go. But you can't once you choose. You're not coming back on this side. That's what I'm saying. But you're going to be forced to watch. And what did we talk about? Either way, they're going to watch you ascend. They're going to watch you continue to evolve, right? We got the Grim Reaper. The relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. These are the type of people you need to. It's over. You cannot force it to fit. No matter how much you love or care about them, you cannot force that same reciprocation. You cannot force them to be a loving, kind-hearted person. You really see. Some people really allowed the world to turn them wicked, turn them evil. People do be cutthroat out here. They just do shit just for the laughs and giggles. But shit don't be funny when in return. That's the thing. They always laugh at other people's suffering, other people's pain. Oh, look, she lost this, he lost this. Oh, he got left. Oh, he in the hospital, he homeless, right? They always laugh and throw rocks when they was the main reason why, right? It took a group against one person. Why is that? If you didn't hold that power, come do it by your dolly. And I was asleep, come do it by your dolly. That's all I'm saying. Like, it says unlikely. It's unlikely to succeed in that because they already know. Like, I tried it already and I had, little shit. Little shit. My hair started falling out. Some dumb shit, right? That was just a warning. That was just a warning for their ass. But see, we're in a time now where, like I said, as people stand in their power and actually realize the truth is turned inward. That's the truth overall, right? Go out in nature. It don't matter how polluted that shit is. You're going to still see what you need to see and hear what you need to hear. You think the universe ain't getting with the program, right? It's too many fucking bird brains running loose around here and pushing their beliefs and opinions on people. That shit always have to come to an end. If the wheel of fortune in your favor is most like, see, sometimes people say, oh no, it's room for all of us. Not necessarily. Sometimes for you to win, other motherfuckers have to lose. And that's just the reality because they not on the same side as you. They don't have the same responsibilities. They don't have the same purpose as you. So yeah, it's true. In order for you to win, somebody got to lose. In order for a baby to be born, somebody has to die. It's the same shit. It wasn't meant for all of us to go together, right? Some of y'all had to shed off. Some of y'all had to fall off along the wayside, right? But I'm seeing this picture like, because I see it all the time, not crabs in a barrel, but you know how like somebody try to hang on, say you floating away. That's all I see just now, like the movie Up. You know how somebody floating up like a balloon or some shit, and then people just trying to grab onto it. One person grabbed on for their fucking life, and they left room for other people to keep grabbing on, but the higher you go, the more people fall off. People say it's lonely at the top. That don't mean, or when you get rich paper money, we talking about spirit, that means spiritual. These sayings didn't come for the material dumb shit, right? Let me just tell y'all this, right? Oh, hi. Who's that? Josia. Let me just tell y'all this. Hi. Thank you for joining. Fucking, a lot of the sayings, right? And I didn't read this nowhere. It's just, I thought about it, right? And I was sober while I thought about it. A lot of them sayings, same way with the Bible, should be encoded. Stuff be encoded. Just for it's like you gotta encrypt it. Only people who have eyes to see will see it for what it is and not what it is, right? So that's like you see like okay, we know from history like Harriet Tubman they had secret plans to free the slaves. That's the way universe worked through people, right? Their mission was to eventually along your path once you get here centuries ago, before you was even thought of, before your grandparents was even thought of, these people were woke, selling witch trials. They used to hang people. Like if we were in those times, oh, they would hang all of us. Don't tell them you had black sleep and your spirit is up in your body, or don't predict something, right? If I say, oh, it's gonna rain tomorrow and it fucking rain, I'm getting hung from a tree. She's a witch. He's a witch, right? This shit been happening. They want to make act like every year, every century, every decade is something new all over the world. Don't look at the person. Don't look at their complexion, because it's people that look just like us, and they not on timing. It's a facade, right? I really think them niggas like people compare it to the Matrix. It's just it's the same shit just said in a different way, right? Allah, God, Buddha is still the same concept, but just explained in a different way. It's still there, right? It still is. It didn't just come out of thin air. We didn't just come out of thin air. We were manifested here. But anyways, that's just how I feel. Like, what else does this person? You know what? I feel like I was thinking this. I seen a few people with butterflies, and we talking about evolution, ascending, right? A butterfly was once a caterpillar. It was once in another stage, right? Evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child growth, right? The butterfly. I feel like I have a butterfly right here. I feel like they tried to say bitches with butterflies or roses or how they the lame shit, right? Or if the bitch got a red hair, oh yeah, a bop or whatever. They always try to like label people, right? For some reason. Like we're packages or whatnot. But the butterfly to me, I seen somebody yesterday with it, and I was like, that's crazy. I feel like everybody with butterflies who artistic, they all have something in trait, or we all have something in trait. I mean, in common. I said in trait. We all have something in common. Like we overcame a lot. We're on our path. I feel like that's what it resembles. I got this shit before I was even. It say best I do it die, but the butterfly still remain, right? I was evolving, even if I felt like I wasn't. Look, in hindsight, I did a damn good job, but with the universe's help, with God's help, with my ancestors' help, right? I did a pretty good job at maneuvering through life. I made it this far. Everybody don't get to say that. The strong survive. You think it wasn't more woke people who, they say people know. I've been around death from young. So, and it's crazy. And I was like, why am I always like right before? I could name like 4 occasions specifically and even more, but 4 specific ones, it was women. They all stuck with me. It's not like they did anything. They was all older. And right before they passed, I was doing something for them. 2 of them, I was doing their hair. One was in a nursing home, Miss Marva. I remember her name. See, like my memory is strong, right? No matter how much people try to project that forgetfulness on me, my memory is strong, and it's getting even stronger. So I remember everything. Now things like makes more sense, more clarity, more epiphanies. And I was doing her hair. Nobody wanted to do it, but I knew how to do hair from the time I was in like middle school, elementary. I used to braid my own hair, and I did her hair. I was with my foster mother, and we was at the nursing home, and I was just talking to her. She smelled like, and all of them have this smell, like like not a death smell, but yeah, I would say that, right? They all smelled like, and I didn't know what it was at the time. From the time I was a baby, and just remember roaming around an older woman's house, going upstairs, going in the room, I got like chills and shit. But come to find out, the person was already gone. But it felt like it was somebody, a woman there with me, right? But it had that same smell. So the lady I did her hair, another lady when I was on decal did her hair. She wanted braids, and I said, I'll do it. Don't worry about no bread or whatever. And I'm like, why am I always around before? And then She left for her surgery, came back, and then that was like a week after I did her hair, she passed. But I realized sometime one thing about me, I am a comforting spirit, right? Because we all have our own spirit, but I am a confident spirit, and you may be that type too. Like when people are going through, they might necessarily be on their deathbed, right? But um, when people are transitioning or like or turning a new chapter or just ascending or just on a certain part of their journey that you already um encountered, you may be that comfort for them where you be like, what the fuck, niggas always do the same thing with me, and they be different people from different places, you know. Um, but yeah, you may have that gift as well. But the butterfly evolved. It was once something minuscule, irrelevant, right? The butterfly, everybody admire. But some people try to capture butterflies too to keep for themselves as fucking memorabilia. You're not that. A butterfly is meant to roam free, right? And they talk about butterflies be the most scariest shit up close, which is crazy. They're so beautiful from a distance, but up close that butterfly look crazy. So it's giving that butterfly, like that butterfly up close and personal ain't nothing to play with. But from a distance, like, wow, it's giving easy target. Like, I could capture this butterfly in a fucking jar, and they get close up, like, damn, that shit looks scary. And go look at what a butterfly really look like, you know? You are that butterfly. We are that butterfly. Like, yeah, that's easy right there. Fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. Be authentic. Anything else is just exhausting. Ain't that the truth, right? It takes too much energy to lie to people. It takes too much energy to act like you fuck with people and or oh my baby or resonate with them, right? It's okay, pumpkin face. He fell right asleep when I finished my hair or when I finished the live. Mama coming. And look, it says anything else is just exhausting. And you may be getting this because it says love call. Someone express this from the love. We wasn't even talk about that, but it says someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. So yeah, be yourself. You don't gotta pretend to be something. If it's meant to be, they're gonna fuck with you for you, right? And that's the good part about this message. Like you still have shit coming in, no matter what's going on behind the scenes. I always stress this. That's not our issue. Is our okay, we need to still be aware of these things. But now, like I told somebody the other day, double up on your cleansing, double up on your self-love. That's how you protect yourself. Double up on speaking or praying, whatever you want to call it, right? You can't be here's a time to step down, but you'll know right now this ain't the time to come off your throne for no fucking body. You got shit coming in that you need to keep your eyes on, right? Is giving distractions, trying to get your focus off the prize. My pumpkin face. Okay. Mommy about to come on. Come on. Here, get some covers and come sit. Baby was not ugly tired. And tired. Okay, well we about to go back in the room. Okay. It was a pleasure. Remember, shit is distractions for a reason. I said, Zeus is he's tired.